no owners means no heartbreak.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the times Disney's villains spoke for us all.
You've heard of the golden rule, haven't you? Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
Number 10. The real power in this world ain't magic, it's money. Buckets of it. The Princess and the Frog. Disney is perhaps why many of us grew up believing in magic in the first place, so to hear that even they didn't really believe in its power was quite earth-shattering. Well, until we grew up and learned what really makes the world go round.
Now y'all gotta get hitched, but hitching ties you down. You just want to be free, hop from place to place. But freedom takes green.
Now, don't get us wrong. We certainly don't condone Dr. Facilier's scheme here, but we get where he's coming from. Those with fuller bank accounts tend to have more pull in this world, while those on the lighter end can often find themselves denied basic necessities, let alone luxuries.
You and I both know the real power in this world ain't magic. It's money. Buckets of it.
It's true.
Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness clearly had enough of it to live a comfortable life.
Aren't you tired of living on the margins? While all those fat cats in their fancy cars don't give you so much as a sideways glance.
Yes, I am.
Number 9. I really felt quite distressed at not receiving an invitation. Sleeping Beauty. Feeling left out really sucks. We all know that.
Why, it's Maleficent. What does she want here?
While we might fantasize about cursing those who made us feel bad, the reality is that we're more likely to just sit in our distress. It's easy to let our anxiety spiral down a rabbit hole, imagining all the possible reasons we weren't invited.
I really felt quite distressed at not receiving an invitation.
You weren't wanted.
Not what? Oh dear, what an awkward situation. I had hoped it was merely due to some oversight.
We wish we had Maleficent's courage to straight up tell the offenders how they'd upset us. Although given the answer she gets, perhaps it's better to remain in the dark. Does she maybe go a hairline too far, exacting her revenge? Yeah, absolutely. But also, FOMO's the worst. So, yeah, we get it.
Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die.
Oh no!
Number 8. If I lose my temper, you lose your head. Alice in Wonderland. The Queen of Hearts is a whole mood.
Painting my roses red. Someone will lose his head.
Sure, we like to think that on a good day we have more patience and grace than she does, but when someone really gets under our skin, we feel that inner queen rise up. Whether it's a relationship issue, unruly kids, or a boss who needs to be knocked back a peg. On the outside, we're trying to handle it with all the politeness we can muster.
I warn you, child. If I lose my temper, you lose your head. Understand?
But inside, we're turning as red as the queen, holding back the urge to explode like volcanic lava. By now, we've all perfected the more politically correct way of sharing the queen's sentiments, but deep down, we're raging just as hard.
What were you saying, my dear?
Well, she simply said that you're a fat, pompous, bad-tempered old tyrant.
Number 7. The world is dark and selfish and cruel. Tangled. Not to bring the tone down, but dare we say it, Mother Gothel has a point.
Mother knows best. Listen to your mother. It's a scary world out there.
That's not to say there aren't glimmers of hope and goodness out there, but when was the last time you scoured the headlines without feeling downtrodden about the state of the world? Of course, it's not lost on us that Mother Gothel is one of the people destroying the smallest sparks of light for her own selfish gain.
If he's lying, don't come crying. Mother knows best.
We don't want to say Mother knows best, but in this case, we'd have to concede she kinda does. Still, it reminds us to fight harder for those rays of sunshine and not let villains plunge us into total darkness.
The world is dark and selfish and cruel. If it finds even the slightest ray of sunshine, it destroys it.
Number 6. He's a guy. Hercules. Hades is one of the most relatable villains because he gets it. His wry humor, sardonic tone, and sharp words can easily cut anyone, even a demigod, down to size.
Now you know how it feels to be just like everybody else. Isn't it just peachy.
We also wish we had Hades around when our friends go on and on about their latest romantic endeavors. It's not that we object to our friends being happy, quite the opposite. But no need to get carried away to Mount Olympus.
Can't believe you're getting so worked up about some guy.
This one is different. He's honest and he's sweet.
Please.
He would never do anything to hurt me.
He's a guy.
For all his villainy, we have to side with Hades on this one. Come on, girl, you haven't known him for that long. Let's keep it on planet Earth. And once more, but louder for the folks at the back.
He's a guy.
Number 5. Don't I deserve the best? Beauty and the Beast. It's hard to find any redeeming factors in Gaston, but we'll say one thing for him. He knows his worth. Well, he might overshoot, but you get our point.
You know, Belle, there's not a girl in town who wouldn't love to be in your shoes. This is the day... This is the day your dreams come true.
If there's one thing we can all take away from this egotistical bad boy, it's that. We live in a world where self-confidence is often seen as conceited, so many of us prefer to keep our heads down than celebrate what makes us great.
No one's got us well cleft in his chin like Gaston.
As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating.
My word, God, Gaston.
We almost can't believe we're saying this, but we should take a leaf out of Gaston's book, not that he could read it, and never feel shame in reminding ourselves that we deserve the best and should never settle for anything less.
The most beautiful girl in town.
I know, but...
That makes her the best. And don't I deserve the best?
Well, of course, I mean, you do.
Number 4. I can't be bothered with that. The Jungle Book.
Can't be bothered with that. I have no time for that sort of nonsense.
We know. You're already thinking, yes, this, all of this. This exchange between Shere Khan and Ka has more than one quote that makes us feel seen.
It's simply terrible. I can't eat. I can't sleep. So I sing myself to sleep.
Yes, we've all been in Ka's scales, but we're likely to find ourselves siding with Shere Khan more often. We can think of an endless number of scenarios that warrant the kind of pinching the bridge of your nose that would accompany such a statement. Overly dramatic coworkers, endless group chat arguments, family dramas. The list goes on. As much as we'd love to quote Shere Khan to some people's faces, we'll stick with eye rolls behind their backs.
Who does he think he's fooling? The helpless little lad. Ooh, he gives me the shivers.
Number 3. Life's full of tough choices, isn't it? The Little Mermaid. Once upon a time, we thought we'd grow up to be Ariel, only to realize we'd actually become Ursula.
Now look at me. Wasted away to practically nothing. Banished and exiled and practically starving.
She's the first to admit she's got a nasty side. Some might even call her a witch. Call her what you want, but she speaks a lot of truth. Thanks to Ursula, we'd never underestimate the importance of body language.
You'll have your looks, your pretty face, and don't underestimate the importance of body language.
When Ariel faces a crucial decision, give up her life under the sea or lose the guy she's infatuated with, Ursula hits her with a much-needed dose of reality. Whether it's choosing between cooking or getting takeout or making some big life-altering decision, honestly, she is preaching to the choir.
I'll never be with my father or sisters again.
That's right. But you'll have your man. Life's full of tough choices, isn't it?
Number 2. Well, I suppose there's time for dessert. The Emperor's New Groove. If you can't relate to this statement, then sorry, we don't think we can be friends.
A few drops in his drink, then I'll propose a toast, and he will be dead before dessert.
Which is a real shame, because it's going to be delicious.
If Yzma can accidentally turn the Emperor into a llama and then plot to dispose of the evidence and still find time for dessert and a cup of coffee, then you can too. We live in a world where everything is made to feel urgent, although that is very rarely the case.
So you're no spring chicken, and I mean that in the best possible way.
What? A llama? He's supposed to be dead!
Yeah, weird.
In fact, we encourage you to share this quote far and wide to remind everyone that there is almost always time for dessert. Just think how much better you'll feel after, too. Go ahead, you deserve that treat. The world can wait.
This is kind of important.
How about dessert?
Well, I suppose there's time for dessert.
And coffee.
All right, a quick cup of coffee. Then take him out of town and finish the job.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. I might just split a seam now. The Nightmare Before Christmas. for when people aren't quite the comedians they think they are.
This can't be the right guy. He's ancient. He's ugly. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seam now if I don't die laughing first.
Turns out there are lots of people, whole countries, that want respect. The Incredibles. For when someone needs a reality check about the ways of the world.
That's the way it works. Turns out there are a lot of people, whole countries, who want respect, and they will pay through the nose to get it. How do you think I got rich?
Miserable, darling, as usual, perfectly wretched. 101 Dalmatians. For when someone asks how you are and fine just doesn't cut it.
How are you? Miserable, darling, as usual, perfectly wretched.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. I'm surrounded by idiots. The Lion King. First, a thank you to Scar for setting some of the most realistic life expectations.
Life's not fair, is it?
We're not saying his words turned us into pessimists, but keeping expectations low sure makes the golden moments shine brighter. Still, there are those moments when frustration peaks, and you can't help but mutter,
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Whether it's group projects where no one's pulling their weight, individuals who should really embrace the art of silence, or people who stop dead in their tracks to send a message in the middle of the street, you've probably got your own list by now. Perhaps one of the most unfair parts of life is the mental energy it takes not to say what we're really thinking.
Temper. I wouldn't dream of challenging you.
Pity. Why not?
Well, as far as brains go, I got the lion's share.
Have you ever quoted one of these villains in real life? Tell us about it in the comments.
Great. Now I'm the bad guy.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.